further displaced. So then the value of resultant voltage increased in proportion with the displacement. So with the help of signal processing device such as low pass filter, demodulator process displacement can be measured using LVDT sensors. Okay, the LVDT. Next we have another type RVDT, that is rotary variable differential transformer. So this can be used for the measurement of rotation. Measurement of rotation. So readers are suggested to prepare a report on principle of Okedi and sensors. That means you can prepare the report of principle. That is, already we know that the LVDT. So using this one, you can prepare the list. That is shaft. If shaft movement is straight, the total flux convert to the secondary coil. So there is some output in the out. There is some greater EMF in the output. So when shaft is in the parallel to the primary coil means so some of the flux will be reduced by the shaft. So output EMF will be reduced. Using this, we can calculate the rotating position. Okay. So application of LVDT sensor to provide displacement feedback for hydraulic cylinders, measurement of spool position in a wide range of servo valve applications, through control weight and thickness of medical products, for automatic inspection of final dimension of products, to measure distance between metals during friction welding process. So continuously monitor fluid level as part of leakage detection system to detect the number of currency bills dispensed by an ATM. Okay, these are used here LVDT sensors. Next one is tactile sensors. A sensing device that specifies the contact between an object and a sensor is considered as a tactile sensor. So tactile sensors are often in everyday objects such as elevator buttons, lamps, and dim or brighten by the touching the base. Okay, these are used in the tactile sensor. This can be sorted into two key types, that is touch screen and force sensor. Sorry, touch sensor and force sensor. So the touch sensor has got the ability to sense and detect the touching of a sensor and object. So some of the commonly used symbol device as touch sensor are micro switches, limit switches, etc. Okay, if the end effector gets some contact with any solid part, then the sensor will be handy one to stop the movement of robot. In addition, it can be used as an inspection device, which has a probe to measure the size of the component. Okay. So next one, force sensor. The force sensors is included for calculating the forces of several functions. So like that, machine loading, unloading, material handling, and so on, that they are performed by the robot. The sensor will also be better one in the assembly process for checking the problems. So these are several techniques used in the sensor like joint sensing, robot wrist force sensing, and tactile array sensing. They are used in the force sensors. So next one, incremental encoder. This the find the rotary displacement. Let's find the rotary displacement. So encoder is an electrical mechanical device that converts linear or rotary displacement into digital pulse. The most popular type of encoder is optical encoder. This consists of rotating disc, a light source, and a photo detector. It is consists of this rotating disc, light source, and light that is photo detector or light sensor. Okay, this disc, which is mounted on the rotating shaft, has patterns of transparent sectors coded on the disc. So the disc rotates. This pattern interrupt the light emitted onto the photo detector. So generating a digital or pulse signal output. It is the incremental code output pulse. An increment coder generates a pulse for an incremental step in its rotation. It is the main concept. For example, an increment encoder with a single code track, so referred to a tachometer encoder, generate a pulse signal whose frequency indicates the velocity of displacement. Okay, so the output of a single channel encoder does not indicate direction. To determine the direction, a two channel or quadrant or encoder used to detect and to code tracks. Okay, using encoders, we cannot find out the rotations, forward or reverse like that. Which rotation we can calculate displacement only. That is forward. That is how much distance it is moved or not like that. That is the example. So the most common type of increment encoder uses two output channel and sensing the position. Using two code tracks which sends position 90 degree out of phase. The two output channel of the quadrature encoder indicate both position and direction of the rotation. This is the example for second one. Okay, it will define the direction and the rotation. If A leads B, if A leads B, for example, the disk is rotating in clockwise direction. If B leads A, that's the disk is rotating in a counterclockwise direction. So therefore, by monitoring both the number of pulses and the relative phase of signal, so A and B, you can track both the position and direction of the rotation. Okay, so this is the basic sensors, that is potentiometers, LVDT, then tactile sensor, force sensor, then encoder, incremental encoder. So like that today we discussed. This is the basic sensors for this sensors and transducer topic. Okay. Okay, thank you. We will see in the next class.